The Malayalam film industry, often lauded for its artistic merit, found itself under intense scrutiny in 2017. A horrific incident shook the industry and brought to light the deeply rooted issues women faced. A prominent actress was abducted and assaulted, sparking outrage and prompting calls for action. Responding to the outcry and the urgent need for change, the Kerala government took a decisive step. In 2019, the government formed the Hema Committee. This committee, named after its chairperson, veteran actress Hema, was tasked with a crucial mission. It was to delve into the issues faced by women in the Malayalam film industry. The committee's formation marked a turning point, signaling a commitment to addressing the systemic problems that had plagued the industry for far too long. The committee was composed of prominent individuals from various fields. They brought with them a wealth of experience and expertise. The committee's mandate was clear: to investigate the working conditions of women, examine the prevalence of sexual harassment and discrimination, and recommend measures to create a safer and more equitable industry. The formation of the Hema Committee marked the beginning of a long and arduous journey towards justice and reform. After 2 years of extensive investigation and numerous testimonies, the Hema Committee released its report in 2021. The report's findings were nothing short of shocking, exposing the dark underbelly of the Malayalam film industry. It revealed a deeply entrenched system of exploitation, harassment, and discrimination against women. The report meticulously documented the pervasive culture of silence and fear that prevented women from speaking out. It highlighted the lack of mechanisms for reporting abuse and the inadequate support systems for survivors. The report also exposed the power imbalances within the industry. It showed how this imbalance rendered women vulnerable to exploitation, particularly aspiring actresses. One of the most disturbing revelations was the prevalence of the casting couch. The report detailed how aspiring actresses were often pressured into providing sexual favors in exchange for roles. This exploitative practice, the report found, was often perpetrated by individuals in positions of power, including directors, producers, and even fellow actors. The Hema Committee report served as a wake-up call, exposing the industry's deeply ingrained problems and demanding immediate action. The release of the Hema Committee report sent shockwaves through the Malayalam film industry and beyond. The report's findings sparked outrage and prompted calls for accountability. The industry found itself in the throes of a reckoning as the long-suppressed voices of women finally found a platform. One of the most immediate consequences was the formation of a Special Investigation Team, SIT, by the Kerala Police. The SIT, composed of senior women police officers, was tasked with investigating the allegations of sexual harassment and assault detailed in the report. This marked a significant shift, indicating a newfound commitment from law enforcement to address crimes against women in the industry. The report also led to a wave of resignations and suspensions. Several prominent figures implicated in the report faced immense public pressure. Actor Dilip, accused of orchestrating the 2017 actress assault, was expelled from the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, AMA. Others, including producers and directors, also stepped down from their positions in various industry bodies. These actions, though seen by some as symbolic, marked a departure from the past, where such allegations were often ignored or dismissed. Section 4. A Time for Reckoning, Demands for Industry Reform and Accountability. The Hema Committee report served as a catalyst for a broader conversation about gender equality and safety in the workplace. It wasn't just about individual cases of harassment or assault. It was about dismantling the systemic issues that allowed such behavior to flourish. The report's findings resonated far beyond the confines of the film industry, prompting a national conversation about power, abuse, and the need for systemic change. The report called for a complete overhaul of the industry's practices. It recommended the establishment of robust internal complaints committees, or ICCs, within production houses and industry bodies. These ICCs, the report emphasized, should be composed of independent members, including gender sensitivity experts and legal professionals, to ensure fairness and transparency in handling complaints. Furthermore, the report stressed the need for mandatory gender sensitization workshops and training programs for all members of the industry. These programs, it suggested, should educate individuals on issues of gender equality, consent, and respectful workplace behavior. The aim was not just to punish offenders, but to create a culture of respect and dignity for all. Section 5. A collective voice rises, the WCC and the fight for a safer industry. While the Hema Committee report provided a roadmap for change, the onus of pushing for its implementation fell upon the industry itself. This is where the Women in Cinema Collective, or WCC, formed in the wake of the 2017 actress assault, played a pivotal role. The WCC, comprising women actors, directors, writers, and technicians from the Malayalam film industry, emerged as a powerful voice for change. The WCC actively lobbied for the implementation of the Hema Committee's recommendations. They organized protests, met with government officials, and engaged in public dialogues to keep the issue in the spotlight. The WCC also provided support and legal aid to survivors of harassment and assault, empowering them to come forward and seek justice. Recognizing the need for a united front, the WCC collaborated with other industry bodies, such as the Film Employees Federation of Kerala, or FEFCA, and the Kerala Film Producers Association, or KFPA, to push for reforms. While there were initial resistances from certain quarters, the collective pressure exerted by the WCC and its allies led to some significant changes. Section 6. Towards a brighter future. Long-term impact and ongoing efforts. The Hema Committee report and the subsequent actions, though just the first steps in a long journey, have undoubtedly had a lasting impact on the Malayalam film industry. It has forced a reckoning, challenging the deep-rooted patriarchal norms and power structures that have governed the industry for decades. The industry has witnessed a gradual shift in its approach to addressing issues of gender equality and safety. Many production houses have implemented internal complaints committees, while industry bodies have organized gender sensitization workshops. The conversation around these issues has become more open, encouraging women to speak up against harassment and discrimination. However, the fight is far from over. The implementation of the Hema Committee's recommendations remains uneven. There are still concerns about the effectiveness of ICC, the lack of representation of women in decision-making positions, and the prevalence of a culture of silence in certain quarters. The journey towards a truly safe and equitable Malayalam film industry is an ongoing one. It requires sustained effort, vigilance, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. The onus lies on all stakeholders, the government, industry bodies, production houses, and individuals, to work together to create an industry where talent and creativity can flourish without fear, exploitation, or discrimination.